Now imagine you've been working at a job for a really long time, and you work way better than everyone else that you work with. You stay later hours, you work harder, and you're pretty proud of your work overall. And you go to your boss and you say, hey, can I get a pay raise? I think I'm doing a really good job. And your boss is like, you know what? I think you do, but in 6 months time, we'll give you that pay raise, and it's gonna be a nice pay raise. So look forward to that. And while you're a little bummed out at first, you're like, okay, I can wait the 6 months. So you continue to work hard, you continue to be optimistic, and come to work with a smile on your face every day. And 6 months come by, you go to your boss and you say, hey, it's that time. I've been doing a fantastic job. Can I get that pay raise? And the boss says, you know, we can't quite give it to you yet, but in 6 more months, we will actually give you a more than double pay raise. Just the biggest pay raise you've ever seen. And it's going to be really worth the wait, and it's going to be worth all this extra effort that you've been putting in. And you're like, damn, that kind of sucks, but it's really exciting to look forward to that promise that is just around the corner. And you're like, all right, I'll hold on for 6 more months. And you finally get to that fateful day. And a lot of your coworkers left. They just moved on to other jobs, and they're making more money than you now. But right now, you're finally going to get a pay raise to shoot past them, and all your waiting and all your optimism would be rewarded, right? But your boss says, you know, you've been doing a good job, but we just can't make it happen right now. But we got you a pizza party instead. And with the biggest grin on his face, he gives you a gift card to a pizza place down the street, and he is so happy for you. And at first you're a little confused and you get a little mad. Before you can say anything, your boss says, don't worry about it. I think you deserve it. Pats you on the back and pushes you out the door. That's pretty much how I feel. That's the best that. Now, I know this isn't a perfect analogy, but the reality of Overwatch 2 is that it should have never been made in the first place. We just got a huge announcement that I'm sure all of you already know about, where the town cheese is scrapped. A lot of the vision for Overwatch 2's story mode is scrapped. And while there are still a lot of big updates and there's a lot of cool story elements that are going to be added that I don't want to downplay, Overwatch 2 is really not going to live up to the dream of Overwatch 2 that we have been sold. The dream that has been promised to us. Back in November 1st, 2019, we have been told and sold this idea of a perfectly integrated story PvE mode that really draws upon a lot of the strengths of Blizzard Entertainment and provides it with Overwatch's framing, characters, and lore. And it was a really, really ambitious dream, but that is the dream that many people basically attached to. They followed this dream all the way to the launch of Overwatch 2, which on launch, Overwatch 2, even the multiplayer aspect of it, the PvP, really felt like 1.1 of Overwatch, a shell of what was promised, a shell of what was possible for Overwatch PvP. And in a very similar way, this PvE mode feels like a shell of what was promised to us way back when in 2019. Now, personally, as someone who isn't the biggest fan of story missions, isn't the biggest fan of story modes, I thought that a Borderlands-esque Overwatch 2 could actually get me really, really excited, even as a non-story, non-PvE player. I could also bring in a ton more fans that would be interested in Overwatch, that would be interested in the PvP aspect, which is what I'm really hyped about, especially as a coach. And Overwatch PvE would be a tide that rises all ships, and I was super, super pumped about all of it. I was really, really excited for the future of Overwatch, and I even rode that hope train, that dream that was sold to me. I bought into it myself, and I probably bought into it more than most people, considering this channel didn't exist freaking 6 months ago. And I really want you to remember what actually happened at the end of the life cycle of Overwatch 1. All these crazy changes were slated in, and there was no development, no addition, no balance for Overwatch 1, all in the sake of what was supposed to be a freaking massive undertaking for Overwatch's 2 PvE, which the majority of which got scrapped. A lot of what we were promised got scrapped, and that does not mean that the final product won't be nice and won't be fun, and there won't be a lot of content for Overwatch 2. Overwatch 2 is by no means just dead in the water, but the dream, the expectations, and this is why I kind of created that analogy at the start with the proposed pay raise, the idea that you have something just around the corner that is going to change everything. I'm going to get that pay raise that I've always wanted. I'm going to be able to pay off my bills, buy a car, do all this crazy stuff. I'm going to be able to enjoy Overwatch like never before. And this is why setting expectations that you actually over deliver on is so important. If you're consistently setting expectations that you barely meet or don't even meet at all, you're going to create disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. And that is what Blizzard has just done more than I've ever seen any game do that I can think of. Like, the last time that I can think of an expectation being shattered this bad was freaking Blizzard with freaking Diablo's mobile game. Do you guys not have phones? This was the last time I've seen expectations be shattered this bad, and it was the same damn company. And just like back then, and just like now, I feel like Blizzard is always doing this thing where they smile and wave at every piece of negativity they give you. They try to package things like it's in your best interest, or they can't do something because they're too busy doing things for you, worrying about you, helping you. Just like the goddamn boss that gives you a freaking pizza party and smiles and is happy for you about it. What in the freaking... I almost didn't even want to make this video. I didn't want to make this video because I knew as I would start to rant more and more about this topic, as I would talk more and more about this topic, I would get more pissed off. You gotta understand that in a lot of ways, Overwatch is my livelihood. Overwatch pays my bills. Overwatch feeds my family. Overwatch has been part of my livelihood since the beginning. It created my career in content creation. It created my career in esports back in Overwatch 1, and it set me on a path that I feel has been really good for my life, right? So there's a lot of things that I'm incredibly thankful about Overwatch 4, right? There's so much that I love about Overwatch, and it just drives me freaking crazy when it's like Blizzard is playing goddamn defense on my enjoyment of this game. Now, keep in mind that I'm always a glass half full kind of guy, or a rather optimistic kind of guy. Honestly, I will still have fun playing Overwatch. I will still have fun teaching Overwatch. I'll still have fun grinding Overwatch as a whole. And there's a lot more content that I expect, because while the expectations for a lot of people were a bit high, and mine was a bit high as well, I still understood that this is Blizzard after all. So while I'm incredibly disappointed, and you should probably be as well, I'm not shocked. I'm just not. I really would be surprised if Blizzard could do something that disappointed me outside of my expectations, because this was kind of in the realm of my expectations, and it probably was in the realm of most of y'all's, because Blizzard has just had a really bad track record of late. But it's like the deadbeat dad that you hope will finally come to your birthday party. He said he was going to, but you know historically that that's probably not going to be the case. So, I mean, yeah, you could still be disappointed, but yeah. At the end of the day, it's just a sad story all around. Like, it's just a sad situation. It's a sad story. We're, of course, going to still be creating content about Overwatch on this channel, and we're going to still ride this ship until it completely sinks us all. But, thank you for being along for the ride up to this point. If you no longer want to be a part of it, I don't blame you, but thank you for helping to build my channel, and I appreciate each and every one of you. It might not be soon, but I'll see you next time.